Hello, YouTube. My reply to the Davis question: what can companies, individuals, and governments do to make the world a better place in 2008? I'm going to answer this question with a filibuster, a package of ideas. My name is Papillon. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I'm a rainbow person. I've been part of the rainbow family, and I speak for myself. And I've got a lot to say, so here goes. You don't need to vote for me. I just want you to listen to all these ideas. Food for thought. Here goes. It's a filibuster. Let's pack it on.
As citizens of the world, and I am not talking of the rich, I'm talking of the citizens of the world, we need to remember that we have been educated. We've been educated by a society that has been driven by a powerful minority. The media is the main spokesman of that minority. It is not our spokesman. We need to have our own media. And this is what we need to do and accomplish ourselves. We need to become ambassadors of our ideas. There is no us and them. They are us and we are them. We are also humans, the most beautiful and the most cruel species ever to exist. We have a mission here. We deserve a greater future than that of greed and exploitation. It is time to look at the essence of what should be on the public debates. In limitless belongings, private property, principles of private property should be discussed and quantified and integrated into a rationale so that nobody ever is able to own the complete amount of money of a whole nation like that happens today. Despotism is a product of a bad education. Mothers, stop teaching your children easy way outs. Teach them about excellence, about motivation, about making good things. This is where the morals start. Stop teaching them blindless faith and gods that will punish them, and start teaching them. Teach your children how to be here on this earth, not to make $1 million, but to be happy, to be able to live with themselves, to be able to love themselves, and to love children and other people, and maybe have some children, but not necessarily have children. Let's stop making models and cliches of what our existence should be. Let's become thinkers, free thinkers, and a greater product of evolution, which is humanity. We are sacred. We are a wonderful species. Let's be proud, and let us make a great future for the rest of infinity. What I would say to individuals, companies, and governments is to really take a close look at the reasons why they do exactly what they do. Individuals, examine why you vote the way you vote. Are you voting for somebody that represents your ideas and your interests? Are you voting for somebody that you agree with, or somebody that you think will win? Are you waiting for polls, exit polls, and indications to see who might win? Are you playing sports, or are you using your mind? Companies, I think, have the biggest moral challenge, because to re-examine what they do, they must compromise their short-term interests for long-term interests. And those are not the interests of the company, but of all humanity, in which the company is part of the big company. Also, I talk about an army for peace, or a force for peace. The word army is not the right word. The idea is to really get the United Nations involved in
transforming the world and spreading democracy, and not spreading democracy with bombings and military action. That's bullshit. Spreading peace and spreading democracy, I think, would have to do with participating in the process of development in underdeveloped countries, and just being ambassadors of countries. People don't know each other. The American people don't know a single thing about the Iranian people or the Iraqi people before they went to war with them. We see movies, we see stuff, but we don't ever get to see how people live, what they feel, what they love, what they think about in Iran, in China, in Russia. This is what needs to happen. The world needs to become closer to each other. And that's what the United Nations should be doing. And that's what I'm talking about. We have laws all over the world in developed countries about minimum wage. The governments and society seems morally authorized to make a minimum wage. I think it would be a much better thing for the planet that there would be a law that would state a maximum wage and a maximum amount of how much inheritance money and power you can leave to your loved ones. But the disparity that exists in the world will only tempt terrorism and unhappiness. It's not a healthy thing. So I think maybe $5 million a year is the maximum one rich person should be allowed to own or make. And let's say leave it at something in the order of 10 million, how much they can leave to their loved ones. That's it. I don't think anybody would be terribly, this is not hell. This is intelligence. This is thinking with the heart. Governments, stop trying to make it out of the crisis and lead the way to transform the world. The United Nations should sponsor a whole different kind of army, not equipped with guns and machine guns and the agenda to go and destabilize or decide for a region's future, but to go and spread education, to go and spread knowledge of the issues, and to participate in the changing of the way people think. Companies will have to, humanity will have to look at certain issues in a very courageous way. And for this year, in 2008, the biggest step that we could take is just really examine why we do the things that we do, the way we vote, the way we run our companies, the way we manage our governments, our public money, and have a few guidelines. How can there be a world that is so advanced, that we are capable of so much, and yet individuals can have such a huge disparity, nations of power, nations of weakness. Those are old models. We have to leave them behind. We have to finish the real revolution that happened sometime at the peak of the Renaissance and the start of the democratic revolution. Democracy means thinking. That means participation. It means teaching participation. It means interesting people into the issues. So that's what the United Nations would need to accomplish, is just to ignite true interest of all people. The United Nations should not be the forefront of an ideology. It should be in touch. It should be in touch like YouTube's in touch, like the internet can be in touch. People need to be more responsible and express real opinions and stop looking for fads. Look at and accept their lives and try to make it better, a better world. That's my answer to the Davos question.